Okay, this video is for objective 25. So you'll be in your money textbook. Turn to page 40. So if you need to do that, hit pause and go grab that and turn to page 40. Objective 25 is calculating costs associated with rental housing. I think objective 25, I think it's a little easier than objective 24. Again, they might look like they're long problems and they got charts and things, and it's just kind of sorting through what you need to know. But I think this one is easier than objective 24. So again, there's going to be 6 problems here. Let's go through these. Again, if you need to pause and kind of take a look at what I'm talking about and slow it down, go ahead and do that. So number 93, she's trying to decide whether or not to rent an apartment for $475 a month. The table lists other expected expenses associated with renting the apartment. So what is the average amount she could expect to spend for the apartment each month on rent and the associated costs? Before we do this, I'm going to cut it out so I can use the writing tool on here a little better. Okay. So again, and I underlined it on here, but I'll do it again. The key here is they want to know how much she can expect to spend each month on rent and associated costs. So the key is 3 of these are given as cost per month. So you don't have to change those. Okay. The renter's insurance is, make sure you read this, is $264 a year. Okay. So what we have to do with that is, because there's 12 months in a year, we divide that by 12, and that's $22 a month for renter's insurance. Okay, so there you have all your other monthly costs. Okay, which I did write that up here. Now the thing, make sure you don't forget, okay, is the very first sentence, rent is $475 a month. Okay, so we get the rent is $475. Then we go through the 4 costs in the chart. Electric is 42, water is 21, garbage is 14, and then after we divide it by 12, we got the insurance is $22 a month. Then we just add all of those up, we get the $574 per month. Okay. Number 94. First big thing that some people miss in this one is Camille and 2 classmates. Okay, so why that is important is because we haven't even read the whole problem yet, but that means there's 3 people we're considering here. So after we read the problem and stuff, you're going to see why I wrote this, is that this is going to be split among 3 people, not 2 people. Okay, it says, so it's her and 2 classmates are renting an apartment together while they attend culinary school. The table lists their bills for this month. If each person pays an equal portion of the bills, how much will Camille owe? So, or how much will one person owe? Okay, so again, you just got to find the total cost for the month and split it up among the 3 people. So there's 4 costs here, and it says right here, these are for this month. So these are all monthly costs. We add them all up. So the total for the month is $753.66. There's 3 people, divide it evenly, and we get the $251.22 per person. Okay. All right, so there's 2 problems done. Let's go turn the page to page 41. And we have 2 problems here, so let me cut that out. Okay. Number 95. Nico plans to rent an apartment during his last year of college. The apartment lease is for 1 year, and all utilities except electricity are included. So things like gas and water are all included in the rent. It says the cost of the lease are shown in the table. If he does not get his deposits back, how much will the 1 year rental of the apartment cost in all? Okay, so we got, the key here is it's talking about 1 year. Okay, and in that 1 year, he's got some one-time fees, but there's still things he's got to pay for this year. So rental application costs $35, so that's just once. $700, that's once for the year. Carpet deposit, that's once. Okay, now these are per month costs. The rent is every month, and the electric bill is every month. And since we're looking at 1 year, we have to times those by 12 to get the yearly costs. Okay, so rent ends up being $9,000 per year. Electricity ends up being $360 per year. So now we take those yearly costs, these three and these two, I put them all up here. We just add them up, and we get $10,175 a year. And it looks like I forgot to circle the answer right there. So that's how you figure out the yearly costs. Okay, number 96. It says 6 months ago, Mrs. Ziegler moved to an apartment to be near her grandchildren. She took her cat with her when she moved. The table shows the various deposits and fees she had to pay to get the apartment, along with some of her monthly costs. In addition, she paid $216 for renter's insurance for the first 6 months. Including rent, deposit, fees, and insurance, how much has the apartment cost so far? So far means 6 months, because she moved in 6 months ago. So we have to look for the cost so far. So all these costs, we have to make sure that we do it for a 6 month period of time. So this is almost exactly like number 95, except that was for a year. So we had to multiply some things by 12. Here, there's some of the same type of things. Okay, we have some one-time fees. So $25, $75, $300, those are all one time. Okay, and then the pet fee and the rent are monthly costs, and it's asking how much does it cost so far, so that means 6 months. So we times by 6. The pet fee ends up being $210 so far. Rent, the $975 times 6 means $5,850 so far for the 6 months. And now again, just like we did in number 95, you take these 5 costs that we have over here, we add them up. Okay, now I just said we take these 5 costs, but you can see I have 6 numbers in there. Okay, easy mistake here is that it's not in the chart, but the problem says she paid $216 for renter's insurance for the first 6 months. Okay, now that's just, again, that's a one-time fee. The $216 lasts for 6 months. It's not $216 per month. So that's why this $216 is right here. So there's 5 costs down here, and then there was, in the sentences in the paragraph up here, it says she paid $216. So that's why there's 6 numbers over here. We add all those up, we get $7,326. And again, it looks like I forgot to circle the answer. Okay, take a look at those. All right, so I think we got 2 problems left. So we're going to turn the page again, get to page 42. Okay, we're going to look at 97 and 98. Let's cut those out. this in there. All right. All right, so number 97. I'm trying to decide which of two apartments to rent. The A Place Apartments has an annual parking fee, but all utilities except electricity are included in the rent. The rent at Elm Street Apartments does not include any utilities, but it does not have a parking fee. How much would she save in a year? Okay, so that's key, in a year by renting the apartment that costs less overall. So we have to figure out costs for a year for both places. Okay, so rent $465 a month. So we took $465 times 12. So it's $5,580 for the year. Electricity is $34 a month. So we have to take 34 times 12. So that's $408. The parking fee is it says $100 a year. So we don't have to multiply that by anything. That $100 just goes right here. Okay. We add up those costs for the A Place Apartments. We get $6,088. Now we look at the Elm Street Apartments. Rent $450 a month. So we have to take $450 times 12. So $5,400 in rent. Okay. Electricity $36 a month. So again, we have to take 36 times 12. So we're paying $432. Water and sewer $22 a month. Again, because it's a month and we're looking at a year, times 12 is $264. And then garbage, $10 a month. Again, that's per month, so times 12 for the year, $120. Then we add up the costs. We get $6,216. So even though the rent at Elm Street Apartments was less, because you got to pay for all the individual utilities, it ends up being more per year. And then the question is, how much would she save? So we subtract the two numbers, and you get $128 is the amount she'd save in a year. So just a little over $10 a month. Okay. Last problem for objective 25. Says her and her cousin rent a house together. The table lists their average monthly bills. In addition, they pay $408 a year for renter's insurance. If they split the bills equally, about how much is Thea's share of the yearly expenses? So now there's just two people. It's her and her cousin. Okay, so we need to find, again, costs for a year, right? And then divide it by 2. Okay, so in this chart, these are all monthly bills. So I took every one of these times 12. So the rent times 12 is $12,840 a year. Electricity times 12. Garbage times 12. Water and sewage times 12. And I get all these costs are the yearly costs now, because they want to know what the cost is per year. So all of these I just moved over here. And then again, kind of like in the other problem, not in the chart was some information in the paragraph. They pay $408 a year for renter's insurance. So I don't have to multiply that by 12. I just put that $408 right here. Okay, and I even wrote right here, don't forget the insurance. So there's 4 costs in this chart. The renter's insurance, we add them all up. We get $15,042.72 for the year it costs. Then there's 2 of them, so we just divide by 2. And we get $7,521.36. The question asks about how much, so we just round that, $7,521. Okay. All right, so that's objective 25. Again, if you're in your money workbook, you looked at 24. You turn the page. We get objective 25 right here. It's these type of problems we just looked at. Okay. So I think there's 12 problems in here. Again, you don't have to do every single problem. Do as many as it takes for you to understand and are ready to test. Okay. So this would end, and the answers are right there. Okay, on all those. Then, when you are done with that, you'll, if you have any questions, always let me know. We can go over those, or I can point out which ones in the textbook they are like, or if I have to do extra problems on paper, I've done some of those already. I can do that. When you have that down, you will ask me for a test. You'll take the test on 24, 25, and then your next practice, you're going to be skipping ahead in the textbook, and you'll be looking at 33 and 34 next. And I will get videos out for those soon. Again, if you have any questions, let me know.